So, you've taken your first step into the gorgeous world of Mario's latest 2D adventure, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, or perhaps you've already started playing. No matter the case, we recommend you listen up to our beginner's tips for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and not just because it's our job to draw attention towards our content, we really do believe this stuff is helpful, so pay attention. If you're now just learning that every playable character in Super Mario Bros. Wonder functions identically in gameplay, you're perhaps going to be a little bummed out by that. It's not entirely true though. Yoshi's still got the tongue action going on, and neither Yoshi nor Rabbit take damage from enemies, but Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Daisy and Toadette all play identically. That doesn't mean that character customization is tossed out of the window. Rather, Nintendo's decided not to differentiate between the base characters so that nobody has to sacrifice any abilities in exchange for running around as their favourite character. Instead, Wonder's plethora of obtainable and equipable badges alter gameplay in a myriad of ways, from enhancing specific techniques to providing new ones and much more. Not every platformer, and certainly not every Mario platformer, is quite so liberal with the chance to shift control schemes as Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Head into settings at any time, and you'll be able to alter the controls for dash, jump and ground pound, meaning the Joy-Con or gamepad of your choice doesn't need to feel unnatural if Wonder's default setup isn't to your taste. When Nintendo first revealed Super Mario Bros. Wonder, reaction to the game's talking flower plants fell roughly into two broad camps: those who found it adorable, and those who knew they'd eventually find it obnoxious. Wisely, the developers predicted this great gamer divide. When you're in settings, you can scroll down a bit and disable the speaking bits entirely. What's more, if you find the message bubbles equally distracting or overly goofy, or whatever the case may be, you can even disable the text, making the talking flowers entirely mute, not just orally, but visually. Poplin shops are your basic Toad houses. Shopkeepers will sell their wares to you from little hovels on the overworld. Flower coins are required to make purchases, and these are those purple coins you'll acquire as you explore stages. Here's the thing, Poplin shops will sell power-ups such as 1-up mushrooms and more, but they'll often be selling standee surprises for 10 flower coins a pop. Think of this as a sort of gacha system. You don't know which standee you'll get, but in any case, don't worry about spending loads of coins on standees until later on, because they're purely decorative collector's items. Standees can be placed in stages when connected to the online systems, and act as a beacon to save fallen players elsewhere in the world, but they offer no tangible benefit to you specifically, and in that sense, they're just there for completionist purposes. On the other hand, if you see Poplin shops peddling exclamation blocks, buy them post haste. These blocks will fill in empty block outlines in various stages, enabling you to reach places you otherwise couldn't, in order to find wonder seeds, separate exits, flower coins, you name it. In this sense, they operate somewhat like those blocks from Super Mario World, the coloured palace blocks. They're nearly as handy now as they were back then, and easier to acquire than ever, so don't hesitate to snag them the second you see them. Badges come in a few categories. Action badges will grant your chosen character special techniques when equipped, and this is what we were referencing earlier when we said that most characters play the same, but badges make a difference. Even if you've already completed a course, it's worth considering returning to that level later on when you acquire action badges, because you may unlock new paths leading to secrets you previously had no way of knowing about. Some courses are drastically larger than they'll appear without the proper action badges, giving you a better vantage point or traversal method. Don't expect every stage to be a whopper in this regard, but it is worth checking. If by chance you find this game too easy for your tastes, or perhaps you've completed every course and you're looking for something harder, similar to New Super Mario Bros. Luigi U for instance, you should mull over the badges you've already collected and consider equipping something that makes things tougher rather than easier. Some badges have obvious trade-offs, and some of the trade-off effects are pretty rough. For example, there's a badge that causes you to bounce rather than walk, which can get you to more places, but it's also a heck of a downside if you're attempting to complete a stage naturally. Bring this with you to a palace or an airship, and you're going to have a hard time, but it's the kind of hard time we find riveting, and we bet you might too. So that's our beginner's advice if you're just starting out in New Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I've been Luke Gould, thanks for watching, and check out thegamer.com for more.